एवं कालत्रयेपि आत्मनो विद्यमानत्वात् अबाधितत्वेन परमार्थतः एकरूपत्वाच्च सत्वं सिद्धम्. Now it is said that it was declared that we would discuss the nature of this self in the sense that what is called by you, me, everybody, with the pronoun I. What is it that is meant by the pronoun I? And so far we have understood that on making an inquiry, you arrive at a distilled understanding about what is this I, what is this self. So when we say self, it is not Freudian self. It is not what you mean by I as this body, as a man, woman, big, tall, so whatsoever. What is it that you come to understand through this word I? And when do you come to it? Only on an inquiry. So, world is seen by you, me, and everybody. But this whole world is nothing but cluster of atoms, is understood by a scientist, isn't it? So out of these two people, so one who is just a person who's doing a job from 9 to 5, he also sees this world. This is my wife, and this is my son, and this is my dog, and this is my house, and this is my car. And so thus he also sees this world. And there is a scientist who also sees this whole material world of matter. What is the difference? The difference is the difference in understanding. It is the difference in understanding. And so you are going to say, well, each one has his own understanding. Each one of us has his own understanding. So each one is free to understand as it is. I may see you as a friend. Somebody may see you as an enemy. Somebody still sees you as a stranger. So what are you? A friend, a foe, or a stranger? Unconcerned. So you are going to say all the three are right with their perspective. So you see this world. Even a scientist is able to see this world. You are also interacting with this world, and your interactions with this world are also meaningful and fruitful, isn't it? So when you are hungry, you run to the baker and buy a bread. So your interaction also becomes meaningful as well as it is fruitful. So now the question is that a scientist who is saying that this world is nothing but atoms arranged in different clusters. So what is the difference between your understanding and his understanding then? And that is that his understanding is more refined. More refined. बैठो नीचे चल रहा है बैठो ठीक है बैठो चल रहा है ना बैठो more refined. So therefore, when we are saying that what is your understanding about that what is meant by the word I, what should be understood by the word I? And that is, now that refined understanding is that this I means pure existence. unqualified existence. Till now, you are saying, I am existing. So, what do you see yourself at this moment is, I'm a man who is existing. I'm a happy man. I'm a sad man. I'm a delighted one. I'm a depressed one, whatsoever. The way you want to call yourself. But you are saying, I am existing. Meaning of this word is something that is existing. On an inquiry, you have come to understand that this is existence. And therefore, it becomes synonymous with God, with Brahman. Okay? So, your inquiry into what is the nature of this self has to proceed to that point where you are able to see, you are able to understand that this is existence. So, therefore, now this meaning of the word I is not even a small little ego, a person who's struggling. The meaning of this I is Sadvastu, Sat, existence. Now, you are going to question as, what exactly do we mean by the word existence? Because you want meaning to the word. You don't want a replacement of one word for another. So what do you mean by existence? So that Sat is what? Kalatraye abadhyatve sati ekarupatvam. So thus, what have you found is Kalatrayepi Atmanaha Vidyamanatvat, because this Atma, the self, is now you have found is something that is not conditioned by time. Anything which is conditioned by time will be something which was there, which is there, and which will be there. So eventually, conditioned by time means something which is bracketed by time, and its existence is limited by time. So there is a date of manufacturing date to it, as well as an expiry date. So something which is sitting between these 2 points of time is what you say is conditioned by time. So here, what have you found is Kalatrayepi Atmanaha Vidyamanatvat, that this Atma is existing in the sense since I'm existence, is present in all the 3 periods of time. Is present in all the 3 periods of time, no matter how far you stretch the past or how far you stretch even the future. Because even the past, how is it? It seems to be infinitely stretching behind. And the future seems to be infinitely stretching ahead. That what you call as present seems to be very, very limited. Because that what you are calling as present, even before you can finish your sentence, already has become a past. That which you had seen as future, by the time you say it is future, it already has become present, and then it already is going back. So which point in time are you going to say is present? You understand? You may say that there is past, present, and future as 3 segments of time. But which point are you really saying is past, present, and future? So that which is not affected by time is existence. That what is existing will cease to exist. And therefore, It is not, but the nature of the self is kalatrayepi abadhyamanam. Okay? Kalatrayepi abadhyamanam. Then the second thing along with it is that paramarthataha ekarupatvat, past, present, and future. Even when you are going to think about with this body, that yesterday was your past, tomorrow is your future, today is your present. In whatever frame of time that you are going to look at, I am, this remains unchanged, unfazed. I am remains I am. I does not exchange its position with that what is not I. Because there are only these 2 points and there is nothing more to be inquired into. Every experience has got only these 2 points. One is I, and the other one is that what is not I. No matter how profane or how sublime it is, I am, and that what is what I am not. I am that what is not I cannot become I. I cannot become not I. These are irreversible positions, unexchangeable positions. So that's why, how is this I? Ekarupam. Kalatrayepi Ekarupam. And thus Satvam Siddham. So what is it that you call as existence? That which is not, that which does not alter in time, A, and that which does not get falsified in time. Okay. Abhadhyamanatve sati ekarupatvam. It does not alter, remains. This is what is existence. If it was to change, it would become existing. And that's why those people who have to say God is existing, that means it becomes an object in time. So those who are hell-bent on proving God is existing and they create a ruckus about God wanting to prove God is existing, they are all hell-bent on proving that God is only an appearance. By their all their good efforts, they are doing nothing about God, but with that, they are just proving God is only a dream. With all their good intentions, those who want to prove God is existing, you see, and so, evam kalatrayepi atmanaha vidyamanatvat abadhitatvena paramarthataha ekarupatvat sattvam siddham. So this sattvam is established. Okay, Bhaskar. Then, evam shruti yukti anubhavaihi aneka pralayeshu aneka prapancheshu vinashteshu api swayam avinashtaha sanvartate. Now, what have you employed to understand this is the nature of self? Because if you are going to arrive at an understanding, the understanding has to arrive through appropriate channel, isn't it? Now, let's say you are looking at this particular object, and for practical purposes, I'm going to ask, what is this? You're going to say, Swamiji, it is a marker or a pen, correct? With a fluorescent orange lid. This is what you see. So this is your knowledge, this is your experience that what Swamiji has in his hand is a marker with a orange lid. Okay. My question to you is, How did you know? How did you understand this? So, since you have understood this, that means that understanding has arrived through a valid channel, correct? What is it? And you are going to say, because I have set of eyes, I am able to see colors and forms. So, this presence of eyes is a channel through which you have the appropriate knowledge. Okay? Knowledge. So when you are saying nature of the self is existence, what is the appropriate channel through which you have arrived at this understanding as this is what is nature of the self? So by self, we do not mean ego. By self, it does not mean that I, though you are using the word I even to mean body. I'm a man, I'm a woman. Don't you say that. Then you say that I am happy, I'm sad, I'm hungry, I'm satiated. You could have several options to describe this I, but every time you are using them, you mean something which now categorically can be seen, understood as not I. And therefore, though you are employing the word I for this, the pronoun I for any object, it is what? An error. It is an error. Though your transactions can be carried on, your worldly transactions can be carried on, yet for the purest form of understanding, it is an error. You see? So therefore, now, what is that through which you have understood this? And it is said, Shruti as the Pramanam, Yukti as the Pramanam, Anubhava as the Pramanam, Aneka Anubhavaihi, Aneka Pralayeshu, through several dissolutions of this world. The world dissolves. And dissolution means that the world is not available anymore to experience. That is what is dissolution. So dissolution is also of different kinds. Every night when you go to sleep, what is available for you to experience? Any colors and forms, men and women, friends and foes. Even this body is not available. The ego also is not available, and everything is submerged in darkness in that abyss. And that's why when you wake up from the sleep, you wake up saying, I have experienced nothing. Because could not, there was the ego also, the claimant who is the experiencer was also not available. Whose experience is this? I. Absence of ego was also seen by you, illumined by you. And therefore, your absence was not there. And to see this, what is the nature of the self, you really need to make an inquiry even into the, the experience of deep sleep. Generally, the whole of theology and all these people for centuries together, especially the Western philosophy, trying to understand what this means, because this is the only thing. So a person who begins thinking, making an inquiry as what this world is, he also discovers that there are only these 2 points, aham and anaham, I and that what is not I. Only two categories. And then he says that this man is a good man, a bad man, a pious man, what do they call? A sinner, a holy man. Now, all these things. Freud was a first one who broke these boundaries. And he said, Sigmund Freud, he said that behind the mask of a holy man, there is a big unholy man too. And behind somebody who's unholy, there is a holy man hiding behind. So what is it behind is the subconscious, the dream. So the conscious, the subconscious, unconscious, behind all these things, where the mind also dissolves, and that is the state of deep sleep. And this state is not even taken into account by any philosophy so far, except for the Upanishad. And they say if you need to know what is the nature of the self, you also need to see, make an inquiry, not go to sleep, make an inquiry into your nature in deep sleep. And what do you discover over there is that the body is not, the objects are not there. Your objects are not there. Even the body is not there. The ego is not there. An absence of everything is seen. So the one who sees the absence is present. His absence can never be there. His absence can never be there, whether it is. So this is the dissolution of the world, which you call as deep sleep. So also there is a massive dissolution of the world too, where everything goes back into that avyakta, unmanifest. Where is this world arriving from? Where is your every thought arriving from? And where is every thought going back? So far, millions of planets and galaxies have come and gone. Question is from where did it come and where did it go? From where has it come and where has it gone? And so we say it has come from the unmanifest and has gone back to the unmanifest. Unmanifest is something like an abyss, nothing is available. But the potential of something coming out of it is always there. The potential energy is always there. Like in the seed, every banyan tree is sitting in the seed. But if you break the seed, you still will not see the tree. Everything that is going to be there in that tree is there in the seed. All the leaves, all the branches, all the twigs, the trunk, the root, the fruits, the flowers, the buds, everything is there in the seed. But if you break the seed, you will not see anything of it. Where is the tree in the seed? Unmanifest. So the seed is the unmanifest form of the tree. So also there is this dissolution means unmanifest in which every possibility sits. It remains only as a potential. So now he says, Pralayeshu, Aneka Pralayeshu, Aneka Prapancheshu, Vinashteshu api Swayam Avinashtaha. There is something that is constantly in a change, in a process of flux, coming and going, manifest and unmanifest, manifest and unmanifest. But there is only one principle which is beyond manifest and unmanifest. There is just one principle which is beyond the conscious and unconscious, untouched by this, uncontaminated by it, unpolluted. And that is what we call as existence. And that existence is synonymous with the pronoun I. You are struggling to improve yourself, aren't you? Every day you are saying, well, I want to improve, I want to become better. Some husband is there, then he says, I want to become a better husband. Wife says, I want to become a better wife. Mother says, I want to become a better mother. I don't know about the sons and daughters, what they're saying, if they want to be better sons or daughters. But there is a constant struggle that you're trying to upgrade yourself, become better. And that becomes a tension. Why? Because now this I is something that you want to improve upon, change. But change happens not in I. Change is a constant process which is happening in that what is not I. More you realize this, more clearly one starts seeing this. There will be immense peace. Anyways, so now he says, yeah, अबाध्यमानत्वेन परमार्थतः एकरूपत्वात् सत्वं सिद्धम् एवं श्रुति युक्ति अनुभवैः अनेक प्रलयेषु अनेक प्रपंचेषु विनष्टेषु अपि स्वयं अविनष्टः remains undestroyed, unmodified. San vartate. This is how this I is. Ataha srushti samharaha panchasya eva. And therefore, the beginning or the birth, the sustenance, and the death belongs to that what is not I. Whether it is the body, mind, or the ego, everything is subject to birth and death. But that which is not subject to birth and death is this I. And that is what one needs to see. Okay. Ataha srishti samharaha prapanchasya natu atmanaha evam kalatrayepi ekarupatvat abadhitatvacha atma satrupa iti jani. And therefore, my dear son, what do you understand here is kalatrayepi ekarupatvat, because this is what the nature of the self is, that unconditioned by time, in all the three periods of time, remains unmodified, ekarupa, and therefore unaltered, unaltered. Impossible to alter this. Avikari ayamuchyate, abhaditatvacha atma sadrupaha. So this atma is sadrupa. Atmanashchidrupatve pramanam kimiti chet. Now he goes, because the word that was used was, what is the Atma Lakshanam? Satchidananda Rupatvam. This is what he said. In that, the word Satchidananda Rupatvam is a compound word. So it is already consisting of more than one word. This is how a compound word is created, isn't it? When you say car park, car is something, park is something, isn't it? But when you put those two words together, stick them, it creates a new word. It becomes a new word. It is a compound word. And that word has a capacity to show something. Correct? When you say flower vase, flower is something, vase is something. What a flower vase. You understand? So it's a compound word. Auto rickshaw stand. So all these things are what? Train station, compound word. Satchidananda is also a compound word. And what are the words sitting over there? Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Sat means existence. Chit means consciousness. And Ananda means unconditioned happiness. You, not that you are not experiencing happiness, you eat mango and you eat an apple, and then you're happy. So you are going to say, I was happy because I had a mango. I was happy because I met somebody. I was happy because I got some money. So now you are seeing this happiness as conditioned because of these conditions. Had there not to be this apple, I would not be happy. Had there not to be this woman, I would not be happy. Had there not to be this wealth, money, I would not be happy. So now your happiness seems to be dependent, है ना? And it is conditioned by all these things. It's conditioned. That what is unconditioned happiness. It is not because of anything. Then why is it? Because this is how, what its nature is. So unconditioned happiness is what is meant by the word ananda. And furthermore, this existence, consciousness, and unconditioned happiness is what is the nature of this self. Not a man, woman, good, bad, all these are concepts. Concepts means they are subject to change or not. You know, small children keep playing. Now they say, okay, daddy, now I have made tea for you. Please take this tea. And then in the small plastic cup, if there is tea in it, then she will come and say, okay, daddy, I have made soup for you. The same cup, there's soup in it. No, nothing. Concepts are subject to change, isn't it? So at one point you are going to say he's a good man, another point you are going to say he's a bad. These are labels, these are concepts. The man is real. He is neither good nor bad. It is how you have labeled. These are concepts. These are concepts. And concepts are subject to change. That which is not subject to change is reality. That which is not subject to change is reality, is Satyam. So now you have Satyam, Sat, consciousness, and unconditioned happiness. This is what is the meaning. You have to see as the meaning of the word I. He who is clearly able to see this, now he will never be trapped in these labels good, bad, holy, profane, no, nothing. Successful, or what do they call it? Failure. Because these are the complexes with which you carry and become unhappy. Even if you are successful, you still are insecure, aren't you? Oh, I have so much. I don't know if this is going to stay or not. Somebody should not supersede me. So you're, in spite of your success, you are still insecure. There is a very interesting incident from Lenin's life. Stalin's Stalin was the one who took over from Lenin. Right? So in his first speech, he said that this is what was done by Lenin. It's a lot of things. So somebody in the audience got up and said, why did you not say this when Lenin was alive? Why did you not say this when Lenin was alive? Now that you are saying that how corrupt the system Lenin made after Lenin is dead, and now that you have taken over as the head of the state, you are saying, so why did you say that before? So the hall was stunned. Stalin said, can you just stand up and show who you are who has asked this question? In that whole massive hall, nobody stood up. And Stalin said, I was exactly in the same position as you are, scared and insecure. So, even no matter how powerful you are, insecurity is there with you. Insecurity will be there. Bhayam will be there. So he who now comes to understand this is the nature of the self. His whole struggle of wanting to become more powerful, more popular, whether you become powerful or popular or wealthy, this is a matter of prarabdha. Remember this. It is a matter of prarabdha. It gets dropped. Gets dropped. Because that person now sees that what a futile exercise it is. Because whom are you trying to make powerful? He who was not powerful, you're trying to make powerful. Whom are you trying to make popular? He who was not popular. And after becoming popular, now you're afraid that he should not lose his popularity. So you are constantly wanting. You want a change and you are also afraid of change. But he who has understood that this is the principle, that for whom you are trying to change or for whom you are afraid of changing is changeless, is infinite, is not a person, not even a personality, is just pure existence, consciousness. And so for this person now, he who has understood, for him the whole life becomes a joke. I can laugh at it. It's okay. So therefore, what is there now to be understood is that this is Sachidanandatvam, is the nature of Atma, Lakshanam of Atma. It is nature only, Swarupam, and that Swarupa only is made as the Lakshanam. You understand? When Swarupa is made as the Lakshanam, as the distinguishing characteristic, therefore this Lakshanam is called as Swarupa Lakshanam. Therefore, this Lakshanam is called as Swarupa Lakshanam. Okay. So, in this word, we have looked at the first part of the word, and that is Sat. The second part is Chid, consciousness. And really speaking, that what is existence is consciousness. That what is consciousness is uncontaminated, unconditioned happiness, infinite. Existence is not limited by time. Therefore, even the happiness is also not going to be limited by time. Consciousness is not limited by time. And so, this is that what is existence itself is consciousness, is Anandam, and that is what I am. is to be understood. And we are not even saying this is what you have to believe in. When would the question of belief come? Belief would come only if somehow you are not able to understand, isn't it? What is it that you have to believe in? That which cannot be understood, that which cannot be verified. Correct? Somebody says, oh, there is heaven. Somebody says there is heaven. Can you verify there is heaven? Because those people who have died have not come back to tell you there is heaven or not. So in what way are you going to verify? So that what is not verifiable, that which cannot be known, verified, is something that you have to believe in. Correct? This is, I'm not against belief. I'm not saying you should not have belief. I'm saying belief is required. I have said this several times. Belief is also required. Belief is not wrong. I have told you that you are sitting in this room under this ceiling with this belief that this ceiling is not going to collapse on your head. This belief allows you to sit over here and listen to me, isn't it? Oh, Swamiji, this is a Himalayan region and the landslides are constantly there. The seismic movement is there. Anytime things may happen. Huh? No, you won't be able to travel. You won't be able to sit. You won't be able to do anything. So belief allows you. There is a certain role in life of the belief. So I'm not against belief. Remember this. Because generally people who are atheists and all, they pounce on this I belief that belief is not required. I'm saying belief is required, knowledge is also required. And third thing is those who are then not able to understand even that what can be understood, because each one is limited with capacity. Correct? Somebody may understand quantum physics, I may not understand. So I'm going to say, I don't understand. I just follow what you're saying. That's okay. You're right. Isn't it? So, thing is that you have that what cannot be understood, you will have to believe it. Correct? You will have to believe it. At one point, at some point, you will also have to believe in something which can be verified, but you don't want to verify. Okay? Pandit Ramkinkar Upadhyay ji used to say, अपने प्रेम किसी के प्रेम की परीक्षा मत करना. Never put anyone's love to test. Whether that person loves you or not, don't put it to test, because in any which ways, loss will be yours. If you know that the person doesn't love you, it is your loss. And now, even when you have known that he loves you, you doubted him, and that's why it will give you guilt. So, in any which ways, it is your loss. So don't put it. So those are certain areas where you don't need to put verification. Okay. So Atma is Satchidanand. This is what is the nature of Atma, of the self, can be known, because you can definitely verify. If you somehow are not able to, you can believe. But we are not saying that you have to believe it. Okay. All the theology is based on what? Belief. You have to believe in God. If you don't believe, you're condemned. You're sent to hell. Why? Because you don't believe. but they don't see this as a limitation of their system, something in which you have to believe in is to be believed because it cannot be verified. And that's why it is a gray area. Your God is like that. What can we do? The only thing is that you have chosen to believe, I have chosen not to believe. That's it. Then how does it make you holier than me just because you believe? So somebody says that Swamiji, you are a man of belief. I said, please, just leave me as a man. Keep the belief with you. You chose to believe. Somebody else chooses not to believe because that area is such. What advantage do you have for yourself to say that you are holier and you are, you have a higher authority than somebody else? That you are saying, no, 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 we have to bring you to the right path of God and this. Who has given you this agency? Did God come and give you this agency, marketing agency, that you please market me? And those who don't believe, please make them believe in me. What is this? You have volunteered yourself to something with which you are glorifying yourself. That means you're glorifying yourself because you have really not found anything meaningful. And that's why you are making yourself important by doing something that you think gives meaning to you. So I don't see any advantage in these theologies, any which ways. So this is what is the nature of the self can be verified. And that's why it can be known, and that's why there is an inquiry. It can be known, and that's why there is an inquiry. Atmanaha chidrupatve pramanam kimiti chet. How do we know that this I is consciousness? Not a conscious person, but is consciousness. So when this consciousness expresses through body, mind, senses, through this complex, becomes a person. But that what is expressing from behind, that is consciousness, not conscious person. Just as when the light filters through a red glass, then the sunlight appears red on the floor. The light that is coming is not red. It is because you have some filter in between. So also this body-mind complex is the upadhi, is the condition through which, when this consciousness gets expressed, becomes a conscious person. But conscious, this one who is saying himself as conscious person is actually pure consciousness. Until your understanding is able to arrive at this point about your own being, you will have to make the inquiry. We will have to continue the pursuit of knowledge. You see, this is it. That's why what is the pramanam is the question. Shrunu, listen to it. He says, Suryadi sadhanantaranapeksham swayam prakashamanam sat swasminarobita sakala jadapadarthavabhaskam chitrupam. Now this is the lakshana. All of you, please underline this line and keep it. It is important. Just as how you have the lakshanam of sat, this is the lakshanam of chit. So keep it. So, huh? Huh? How do you know? So lakshana pramana abhyam vastu siddhi. So first is lakshanam, then the pramana. How do you know? Lakshana pramana abhyam. And since you know through lakshana and pramana, what is given first? Lakshanam. And then will come pramanam. You understand? All right, we stop over here and we meet, continue tomorrow. Tomorrow and day after, we have a Bandara. There are a lot of people from Punjab and Haryana state. So if I will keep you people informed, just keep looking on your group for that. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashitau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibheda Vibhagine व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Thank you all. Thank you very much.